in defense of white people, it's not that white people can't dance. I'm trying to cover for you, okay? The problem is the floor is uneven. Welcome to the 25th episode of Medical Brutality. Yesterday, Dr. Ass OD'd off a cannabis chocolate chip cookie. Now, how in the hell did that happen? Well, I started eating cannabis January of this year. Maybe I should say December of last year, because that's when I had my first brownie. Anyway, fast forward to yesterday. One cookie would just, get you high and it'd be no big deal, The problem is, I made a batch yesterday that eating one cookie had the equivalent of 4 cookies. And I didn't know that. And so when I ate it, I felt like I was going to throw up. I was hallucinating. I couldn't keep my eyes open. And I felt like I was about to pass out. And this went on for about an hour. Until I went to sleep. Took a nap. And when I woke up, I was okay after that. But 8 billion people in the world. And Dr. Ass gotta be the only motherfucker that ODs off a chocolate chip cookie. God damn. 2 things I learned off that experience. Number 1, don't eat cannabis cookies at work. Number 2, I'm sitting on a fucking gold mine. All right, beloved. More people are dying off illegal drugs than illegal drugs. And we're telling our kids, that don't do drugs, don't do drugs, don't do drugs, don't do drugs. And they get 18 years old and they start doing drugs. Because they look at you and the drugs you're doing is actually killing more people than the drugs they're doing. If you overdose off some weed, you'll live to see tomorrow. I'm living proof of it, alright? If your ass overdose off their prescription drugs or some heroin or some shit like that, you ain't gonna live to see tomorrow, okay? So, the healthcare system is collapsing right now. Right before your eyes, and you don't see it, okay? We're gonna call it, the people's gonna think it's some kind of depression or recession because they can't get their meds. And it's not a depression. It's not a recession. It really is a technology gap, okay? It's like 1989 and you're selling vinyl records, not knowing that next year you're not going to have a job in 1990 when CDs come out. And so the technology is not a computer, okay? That's what you think technology is, like a computer or Sony, blah, blah, blah. No. Technology is an easier way of doing something. So if you find an easier way of curing diseases, that's technology. And so if we can create medical marijuana and pass it like we have done here in Louisiana, then we could also create mineral health care in which the government would pay for your selenium so you can cure your cancer without having your breast chopped off. And so that's what we're working on right now, writing a letter to the government to see if he's willing to talk and set up a meeting where we could put that on the table, okay? It's like having a flip phone and outdated drugs when a smartphone is invented and new ways of accomplishing of curing the diseases, okay? I have this bump on my face, so I went to have surgery to have it removed. Do you know that they canceled the surgery January, they canceled in February, they canceled in March. The reason why they kept canceling is because they had another client they can milk them for 10 grand. And they know they're not going to get but 150 for this job. So when they finally hadn't had no more customers and let me come in last month, they did it because they could say, okay, this is a $200 job, but we can milk him for about $5,000 because he's another dumb nigger like the rest of them. But they didn't know they was talking to Dr. Ass, so they came and asked me for an X-ray. What they wanted to give me an X-ray my chest, a chest X-ray, and I'm like, I didn't come here for a chest X-ray. I came here to have this removed. That has nothing to do with my chest. And then they wanted another $700 for a COVID test. They gave me a list of shit that they wanted to do that had nothing to do with why I was there. And the reason why they did that is so they could write up a bill. Now the average motherfucker say, "Oh sure, let the American taxpayers pay for it." No, I'm not letting the American taxpayers pay for it. We done paid $2 trillion for nothing in healthcare. That money is not going towards curing any fucking body. So I told them no. And so they wouldn't fucking give me service because I won't run up a bill. And that's what they're going to do the same way. You're not going to be able to get your meds. You're not going to be able to do all of that. So you better learn how to treat yourself, because when you're coming in here on the ground floor, the cutting edge, don't get behind the 8 ball. Don't be one of them people saying, I can't get my meds. You got to be able to find out which mineral cures that problem so you don't need the meds. You need to do that now. Okay? We can't live on yesterday's standards and expect to succeed today. And I can't live on yesterday's standards and expect to succeed today. Okay? Or I'm gonna overdose off a cookie again. Alright? I gotta cut the motherfuckers in half. I'm gonna leave y'all with that, man. Come back tomorrow for the 26th episode of Medical Brutality. You never know what I may say, but you're gonna learn something. And you're gonna laugh your ass off. Namaste.